So thank you for joining. Today we'll be looking chapter number 16 and today we'll cover shlok number 8, 9 and 10. So we'll see the shlokas first and then the translation. Asatyam aprishtam te jagat ahu anirvashwaram aparasparam sambhutam kim anyat kamahe tu kim. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. They say that this world is unreal with no foundation, no God in control. They say it is produced for sex, desire, and no cause other than lust. Anybody want to read shlok number 9?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Etam drishtim avasthabhya nashtatmanolpabuddhayah prabhavantyugra karmanaha kshayaya jagato hitaha. Hare Krishna.
So, translation also.
Following such conclusions, the demoniac who are lost to themselves and who have no intelligence engage in unbeneficial, horrible works meant to destroy the world.
Thank you, Prabhu. Anybody want to read the shlok number 10?
May I, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Kalyani Mataji, please.
16.10 Kamamashritya dushpuram dambhamanamadhanvitaः mohat grihitva sadgrahan pravartante vrataha. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Taking shelter of insatiable lust and absorbed in the conceit of pride and false prestige, the demoniac, thus illusioned, are always sworn to unclean work, attracted by the impermanent. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So, in chapter number 15, Lord is saying us that you cut all the entanglement and get away from the material desire. So we have to come in association of a pure devotee and become eager for Krishna consciousness. So that is what we have learned when we were going through chapter number 15, the last chapter. Now in this chapter, chapter 16, so Lord is describing us, there are two types of humans. There are two types. And if you remember, in chapter number 7 also, Lord is saying there are two types of people. One who take my shelter and one who don't take my shelter. And we have seen this, that if a soul is very pure, he come to Lord's shelter. And more he is impure, if his soul is more impure, he will hesitate, he will not come to his shelter. And this chapter is talking about these two kind of people. It is describing about these two kind of people, divine and demonic living being. So Lord is telling in detail about these two people, and it is said that, in Sataguna, or we say in Satyug. So in Satyug, this divine and demons, the divine people and the demons, they used to live in different planets, right? So one in Swargaloka, one maybe in the Patal Lok, and they used to fight with each other. We have seen that since beginning, that always there is a clash between divine and demon. So then we see this Treta Yuga, where this divine and demon, they used to live in the same planet, maybe in different countries, and they used to fight. And similarly, we saw that in Dwapar Yuga, we found that they were living in the same family itself, right? They were in the same family, same planet, same family, and they used to fight. But in Kali Yuga, it is said that every individual within themselves, they have this divine and demonic quality. So we know that human life, we have to anyway progress, right? And the definition of progress is not that we have to earn maximum money as possible. No, that is not actually the progress. So whatever money one have and whatever delicious food you have in front of him, if a person is having no peace, if he don't have any peace in his mind, he cannot enjoy that food, isn't it? And we can relate this situation when we have some kind of illness. So during our illness, whatever tasty or delicious food is presented to us in front of us, do we actually relish that food? Do we like to eat that? So in fact, what happens when something is bothering us, we don't even feel hungry, right? And this we can relate also when during our earlier days before going to the exams. We don't used to feel hungry. We always have tension. So any kind of tension or any kind of unhappiness, you cannot actually enjoy anything. So it says that the happiness comes when one connect himself to God. The quality of happiness one gets through spiritual association is always having very different quality itself. So one thing is how it is different. One thing is it never ends. The spiritual happiness, when we associate spiritually with Lord and its devotees, what happens? The happiness, the quality of happiness, one is it never ends, and number two, it keeps on increasing. But whereas in material life, what happens? The material happiness, whatever we get, money or frame or asset, material happiness is only for few seconds or maybe few minutes or hours. So Lord is saying, Arjun, that person, any person should actually, he should cultivate a divine quality in himself or herself. Within himself or herself, he should actually build this divine quality. And we have seen this before also, how we can actually cultivate our habits. Because we know that every person, he is a mixture of different gunas, rajoguna, satoguna, tamoguna. But he can always cultivate habit of satoguna. So first thing is he or she has to, if he want to build this divine quality, he has to actually cultivate the habit of satoguna. So any person who have satoguna quality, that person will have this devgun, or we call it as divine personality, right? But the person who have this rajoguna and tamoguna, then it is hard to look any divine characteristic in his personality. And person who moves from satoguna towards this rajoguna and tamoguna, he get more demonic qualities. So how this, we'll see how this divine and demonic people, how are these people? So if we have to understand, we can actually go to the past and see many pastimes. So when we go to Mahabharata and we see the examples. So in Mahabharata, actually, you see that the credit goes to Duryodhana, right? So if he did not show this demonic quality, then we would not, actually the Mahabharata itself would have not exist. And in the battlefield, if Arjun was not worried before the battle, before the war, then how would have we actually hear this Gita Gyan itself? So we see that Bhim, he killed Duryodhana by striking his thigh and with a mace. And when Duryodhana was lying in the ground and Krishna went near him, Duryodhana started cursing him and he was telling all ill about him. So that time Krishna told Duryodhana, it's all because of your karma and you should not blame me. And Krishna said that before this war start, before these battles start, I came to your place and I tried to convince you, but you did not listen to me. So your situation is because of your karma, and so you should not blame others. So one thing is one should never, forget that he has to obey his seniors. And we see that the main characteristic. So in this complete chapter, we will see when we are seeing the characteristic and personality of divine and demonic people. So one thing we have to remember, suppose we have to develop this divine characteristic or divine personality, we have to understand what we should not do. So anything you learn in your life, before learning that particular things, there are some do's and don'ts. So it is very important to first understand what are don'ts so that you can easily actually accept what you have to do. So these demonic people always think that they have all the freedom to act and do anything. And they think that they don't need anybody's advice and they don't need anybody. They don't need to obey anyone. So when we see that during Mahabharata times, all these great saints and personalities, they came to this Rajya Sabha and tried to convince Duryodhana that war is not good for anybody. But what happened? Duryodhana, he did not listen to anyone. And that is the characteristic of demonic people. So now you may also say that Duryodhana used to listen to Shakuni, his Mama Shakuni. But we see that these demonic people, they listen only to those people who speak their words. So they try to see that I have this same mentality and then I actually listen to him. So that is how he used to listen to Mama Shakuni. So now in this 16th chapter, you see that first 3 shlokas, Krishna is describing about this Dev Gunas or divine qualities, and where he mentioned that there are 26 different qualities of divine people who are in the Dev Guna. And so we'll not go into all those 26 qualities, but these qualities are like the person who has these divine qualities, he is more humble, he is more fearless, he is non-violent, then he is more compassionate and forgiving. So like that, there are 26 different qualities are there. And from shlok number 4, Krishna is describing that 6 character of demonic quality. So demonic people, they are more proudy, they are more having arrogance, egoistic, then anger, and they always speak bad words so that other person get hurt, and they will not listen to any authority. They don't adhere. They don't believe in, some any kind of guru or anything. So now here the Arjun is thinking, if I am going to kill many innocent people during this war, then I also may have demonic quality. So Krishna in 5th shlok, he is saying no, your birth is in a Devgun. So there is no portion of demonic quality in you. But still, Arjuna is not convinced. He asked, "Ki fighting is still a demonic quality." And Krishna is saying that in this world there are two type of people, divine and demonic. If you see the history of human, when we go in the past and see who is the parent of this divine and demonic human being. So you see, father is Kashyapa Muni, and Kashyapa Muni was having many wives. Out of that, one was Diti and one was Aditi. So Diti gave birth to Daityas, demons, whereas Aditi gave birth to Adityas. So she gave birth to 12 Adityas. That is how divine and demons come into existence. But you see that Arjun, he is still not convinced. And in shlok number 7, Krishna says, how is the quality of demonic people? So when we see that right from shlok number 7 till 20th shlok, he is talking about all the demonic people personality to convince Arjun. And that fighting war is not of demonic quality. And he is saying you are already a pious soul. And then we see that in 7th slok, Lord told that demonic person does not know what is wrong and what is right. And not only his body is impure, his mind is also very much polluted, right? He don't take bath. Not only his body is unclean, but his mind is also very unclean. So you cannot expect any good behavior from such people. And such people, they don't respect women. They don't have any respect for elders. An example, we have seen how Duryodhana insulted Vidur, right? When Vidur tried to convince that because of you, Duryodhana, the whole this Kuru dynasty will be destroyed, but he did not listen. And we have seen that during the Swayamvar, right? The self-choice marriage that happened for Draupadi. Since that time, Duryodhana, he used to, because he lost it, he did not win this Swayamvar, he used to very jealous of Draupadi. And Duryodhana was so much jealous that we have seen during this gambling match, he ordered Dushasan to drag Draupadi by pulling her hairs. But when we see the past stories of Arjun, when he was in heaven, one time what happened? Urvashi wanted to have relation with Arjun. But Arjun said that I see you as my mother Kunti, so I cannot even think about it. And during the 13 years of Banvas, when Arjuna was in Virat kingdom, so Arjuna, he was a dancer. He was a dance teacher of Uttara. So what was Arjun's name that time? Anybody remember? He was
Branala.
Brahma, right. And Uttara was daughter of King Virat. So one time King met Arjun that time, and he told that Uttara cannot get a better husband than Arjun. But what happened? Arjun refused. He refused because he said the king that I am her teacher and I cannot treat my student like that because it will give a wrong message to the society. But then Arjun said that I will not refuse your request. I am also having a 16-year-old son. His name is Abhimanyu. So I want your daughter to marry my son. So that way, the king was also very happy and he was very satisfied because he knew that the Arjun, Abhimanyu's father was Arjun, so he was having similar qualities, right? And in shlok number 8, we see the philosophy of this demonic people. What they think is, their philosophy is like this, ki this world is imaginary. There is no foundation to this world and no one actually created this world. And there is nothing called God. Such kind of people actually gave theories like we have seen Darwin's theories and Big Bang theories. And they say that this complete creature, right, it is produced out of sex desire and has no cause other than lust. That is what we are seeing in this shlok also. So what is the consequences of such philosophy? So demonic people, they become so selfish. That is how actually the result comes, right? For this demonic people, they become so selfish, because of which they not only destroyed themselves, but they destroy the complete society also. Like we have seen Ravan, right? So what happened? Kumbhakaran warned Ravan multiple times that you are doing wrong thing. You please return Sita Devi. So Kumbhakaran was the younger brother, and he's saying ki you are doing wrong to Ravan. And he said, I am your younger brother. I will fight. If you tell me to fight with Lord Ram, I will fight. But I cannot support you for this kind of act of kidnapping Sita Devi. So even Bibhishan and Marich also, they also tried to make Ravan understand, but he did not listen to anybody. And just to satisfy his lust, he destroyed not only his family, his relatives, his kingdom, everything. At the end, he also died. That is the consequences of demonic nature people. And then this shlok number 10. This shlok number 10 again, Lord is telling about demonic people mentality. They say, he's saying that demonic people, they are full of selfishness and having lot of ego and anger. And to satisfy their material need, they don't hesitate to make any kind of sins. And without any fear, they do it. And then we see that from shlok number 11 onwards, we'll see, actually we are going to see the motto of their life. This demonic people, what is their motto of their life, that we'll see tomorrow onwards. So thank you very much, Prabhuji's Matajis, for joining today. If there is any questions or anything you want to add, we can take up.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Pranam Mataji.
Pranam to everybody.